What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Today is Thursday, February 16th. It's about 1 in the afternoon. I was planning on filming a different video for you guys today, but unfortunately my power went out at the house, so I don't have any of my office or my filming set up for you guys. So I'm driving to a coffee shop right now to get some work done, but I wanted to do an update video on my Tesla Model 3 because those videos, whenever I talk about my car, or cars, what I used to have 2 of them, people seem to be interested in it. So I want to give you guys a 1.5 year update on how I like my Tesla Model 3, if I even still like it, some goods and bads of it, what I get annoyed with, and just some miscellaneous stuff like that. So I'm driving it right now. This is the only car I have. I got this towards the end of, 1.5 years ago, so 2023, like end of 2021, I believe. It took a long time for me to actually get the delivery of this. It was when they were really backed up, before they did all their price increases, and then now they drop prices back down. But that was the biggest thing for me, was waiting so long for this. They kept changing the delivery date, and I was having it delivered to my home in Oregon, so I had to plan like my flight and everything around it, so it wasn't just getting delivered here. But now that I've had it, now that I've driven it almost 40,000 miles, I drive this thing everywhere. I will never not have a Tesla, I don't think. Now that doesn't mean that's going to be my only car, because there's a lot of downsides to it. One of the biggest downsides after driving this for so long is it is a little bit boring. It's like right now, I'm literally in autopilot right now, and it does get boring. It's such a practical car that there's nothing really exciting about it. Now, if you go and get like a Model S Plaid, or like maybe even a Model X, where you get a little bit more benefits and a little bit more excitement out of it, then yes, I can see how it can be an exciting car. But this is like essentially a base Model 3. The only upgrades I did was the white interior, which I really love about it. But besides that, I mean, this thing it's so practical that it is boring. And you don't go on like joy rides with this car. You don't go like, oh, I want to go take this car out for a spin. Like, the only reason why I drive this car is to get from point A to point B, and it does an incredible job at that, which is why I think Teslas, me personally, are the best daily drivers. Like, I haven't been to a gas station in 8 months, besides borrowing my business partner's G-Wagon and his Lamborghini last month. So I'm saving a ton of money every single month, especially for the amount that I drive. My energy bill with this Tesla can't be more than an additional $40 a month on my electric bill, because I have the supercharging plan with my electric company. So I just charge it at night. I set this car to start charging right when that plan starts activating, so I get really low energy costs on this. And I basically just plug it in whenever I want to plug it in. I'll plug it in at 4 in the afternoon, and it won't actually start charging until like 11 or 12 p.m. when I get those really cost-efficient energy hours, and it's fully charged in the morning time. So that's the best thing about this car, and the worst thing, it's extremely boring, but it's also really nice when I have work to do. I put it on autopilot, and this is not even full self-driving. I can't imagine what it's like having a full self-driving car. Another thing about this is I got this little weight that I literally put on the steering wheel right here, and I don't even have to wake up the steering wheel or anything like that. So when I'm on long road trips, I just put that thing on the steering wheel, and it makes the Tesla think that I'm still have my hand on the wheel. Yes, I still watch the road, I do everything like that, but it doesn't beep at me. There's also a camera up here that I have taped up, because if your eyes are off the road, the Tesla catches that, and it'll start beeping at you immediately when it's on autopilot. So those are some other things. It's a base model, so I don't have like the long range. That's one thing that I kind of regret. My biggest regret about buying this car, I wish I bought the Model Y. So when I first originally bought my Tesla, it was going to be a daily driver. It wasn't going to be my only car. I had my Mercedes at the time. I was driving my Mercedes quite a bit. So I just bought this Tesla for the reasons of having it as a secondary car. So I didn't want to spend extra money, but my biggest regret by far, if I were to do this over again, is to buy the Model Y. Especially now that they price dropped it. It's extremely affordable. You have more space with it. I think it's just a sleeker looking car. You have way less Model Ys on the road than Model 3s. Every single Tesla I see is basically a base Model 3, and it's a white one, so they all look the same, just like mine. I got this car out the door for, I think, $43,000. I paid for it all cash, so I don't have any loan on it. And then the next best thing about this car, I had some ups and downs with Tesla insurance. I started with Tesla insurance like 6 to 8 months ago, and then they continued to raise my rate based on my driving score. I think I'm a pretty good driver, but Tesla thinks otherwise. So they started me out at like $70 a month for my insurance on this car, and then they brought it up to about $130 towards the end of it. So that's one interesting thing about the Tesla insurance, is it adjusts every single month based on your driving, which could be a good or a bad thing. And I didn't have the Tesla insurance for the last 6 months because I got extremely frustrated with it, so I switched back to my old insurance company, which was like $140 a month to insure this car, which I thought was pretty expensive. So I started shopping around actually last week, and I reevaluated the Tesla insurance again, and they actually got me with the same exact coverage that I had at Geico, I believe. They got me for $38 a month. So my car is fully insured right now for $38 a month. I don't know what it's going to be like in the next couple months, if they're going to continue to raise it like they did last time, and then it's going to be in the hundreds again. I'll have to keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, that's really cool, and it's based on your driving. So if you guys really want a low insurance and you guys don't drive a lot, it's probably really practical to try the Tesla insurance if they have it in your state. So I would give it a try. Let's talk about some downsides now. I've talked about a lot of the positives for it. The charging's a little bit annoying. You just have to be very careful to remember to charge at night, otherwise you're going to get stuck. There's been times actually last month where I was showing a client around a property, and for some reason my Tesla wasn't fully plugged in that night. So I get into my car and it's like 20% battery, and I had to go show a bunch of houses. So I had to stop at 2 different supercharging stations with a client in my car, charging that car up for like 10 minutes at a time. Another big thing that's getting more and more popular is these supercharging stations. There's been a couple recently that I've been to in Arizona that you actually have to wait in a line. The one specifically in the Biltmore Mall, I believe it is, almost always has a line. So think about you going to a gas station and having to wait 15 to 20 minutes just to get your car gas. It's similar to that with some of these supercharging stations. There's not enough supercharging stations in Phoenix, Arizona. I live in the East Valley, Gilbert Mesa, Chandler area, and there's only like 1 or 2 superchargers within about a 20-minute range from my house, which can be frustrating trying to just do a simple road trip across town and you for some reason didn't charge it that night. It takes an additional 10 to 15 minutes sometimes to go out of your way to go supercharge your Tesla. I do think they can implement more charging stations to alleviate waiting in line for them. And the more people you have plugged into a specific supercharger, it kind of disperses how fast your Tesla charges as well. So if you have 10 people all on one supercharger, it charges slower at a slower rate than if it was just you at like 2 a.m. at night, where you're getting 700-800 miles per hour, which there's some superchargers that will get your car up to 750 miles per hour. So sometimes to get a full charge, it takes less than 30-20 minutes, which is really cool. But that's pretty much it, guys. I can't really think of anything else. I was so close to purchasing a Model Y and trading this in, but now Tesla prices dropped like an anchor. They dropped like, I don't even know. This car used to be worth more than what I bought it for, even with the miles I put on it, but now it's worth, I don't want to say half the price, but it's getting pretty close to losing almost half its value now. So it's not worth for me to sell this car and buy a Model Y. I don't care that much about it. I still love this Model 3. If you guys are on the fence about a Tesla, very practical, can be boring, very cost effective if you guys are trying to save money. Going from a gas vehicle to this, and if you guys drive a lot, this you guys will love it. There's no maintenance. The only maintenance I've ever done on this car was tire rotation and changing the cabin air filter, which was less than $100 in total. So if you guys are trying to save money from a maintenance standpoint, from a gas standpoint, from an insurance standpoint, I think Teslas are superior. But I also love Tesla. I have a majority of my real estate or stock portfolio in Tesla as well. But thank you guys so much. Drop a like, drop a comment. I'm going to edit this video, get it up for you guys, and I apologize for not having a more planned out video. I'm literally sitting in a parking lot right now about to go into this coffee shop.